Okay, Mr. Triplett, do we have any public forum speakers?
Madam Chair, we do. If Missy Irwin, I don't know if everybody is in the room or folks are going to have to come over from the other side, but Missy Irwin.
A point of order, please. So do we have a process that when we have people in the overflow that someone goes over and calls out their name?
I think it's being streamed in there, okay. So I think that's correct. Missy, thank you for making the long walk over. If you will, that's it. If you'll state your name and county of residence.
Can you hand this out for me? I'm a school teacher for Knox County Schools at Sequoia.
Are you wanting those handed out?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. And if I could, before my time starts, I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher for 14 years at Knox County, and I teach at Sequoia Elementary. I'm a fourth grade teacher. And I'm trying to talk fast and get through with my 3-minute, but I feel what I have to say needs to be heard in its entirety. And when we've timed it, it's been right at 4 minutes. I just want to know if I would have that time extended to make sure that I get through, if that would be okay.
I think we would need to vote on that. Is that correct? You can pause that time for just a second. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
So, yes. To 4 minutes total. Yes.
Well, 5 would be perfect, and I know I'd be through. It would be, I mean, I know I would get through.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So motion made by Ms. Spike, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? Oh, Mr. Triplett. Oh, okay. All those in favor? Oh, Ms. Christie, I'm sorry.
I'm just curious how many public forum speakers we have tonight.
6 more.
Okay.
Okay. 5 total.
We're going to just set the timer at 5 is what the
Thanks.
plan is, and start the timer when she begins.
I'd like to make a friendly amendment and make the motion to extend 4 minutes to everybody. I don't know if we remember, but on Monday night, somebody didn't want to stop talking at 3 minutes, and the police escorted them out. I don't think it's good form for us to escort somebody else. I know she didn't ask to speak longer. I get that. And I respect that you did ask.
Thank you.
But I think if we're going to extend it, we should make the motion for everybody. Not that everybody has to take it, but 4 times 6 is 24. I'm willing to rock it out for 24 minutes. So,
Ms. Horn.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just say the reason that I seconded the motion is because she specifically asked as an employee to have a little more time, and so that's why I seconded Ms. Vikes' motion.
So are we voting on the original motion for this particular? Okay. All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
If you'll state your name and county residence, you'll have 5 minutes.
Thank you. My name's Melissa Irwin. I'm a teacher at Sequoia Elementary, 37919. I'd like to thank the board and Dr. Ryswick, especially Ms. Owens, for putting forth a resolution for teachers to be able to come forth, freely talk about their concerns without any ramifications. Quote, they're planning their futures on the belief that doing well in school creates opportunities, that showing up, doing work, and meeting their teachers' expectations will prepare them for what's next. They believe that for good reason. We've been telling them so. Unfortunately, this is a myth, end of quote. Does this quote sit well with any of you? For me, it does not. I've lost many sleepless nights since this was presented. If this is lying to our children, then I will unapologetically lie to these children every day. This quote, along with an entire 68-page platform titled Opportunity Myth, was shared by the reading department in September. The authors of this research, known as the TNTP, the New Teacher Project, Patty Bounds first raised concerns about this group years ago at a work session meeting and questioned its close relationship with charter schools. And through some personal research of my own, there have been ties to agendas other than education. If you dig into Opportunity Myth and its authors, they believe that white upper income schools outperform others because, quote, teachers push the kids with more challenging work. Those students reach that bar that was set, thus furthering the academic gap, end of quote. Their solution is to take away teacher autonomy, making everyone do the same thing the same way. And I might add, it's very insulting to all teachers and to all students to have some platform come and show teachers how to read straight from a teacher's manual. That's not teaching, and it's a very divisive outlook. So what is their goal? They hope the gains will decrease on the other side. This would look like the academic gap is lessening, making their HQIM with fidelity, making all the difference. If this doesn't happen, the blame goes back to the teachers letting their students down. There are articles and research to debunk the entire opportunity myth platform. One is the NEPC in Colorado. This article discusses how the writers of opportunity myth were not qualified to make the judgments. Numbers had been inflated for both proving and disproving points, and they say that educators using the report should be mindful that some of its claims were not even supported by clear evidence or anchored in prior research. Another article titled Missed Opportunity, the author states that TNTP's central thesis is something reformers love to use in their teacher bashing arguments. Teachers have lowered the bar and teachers are letting students down. Benchmark Advance, the purchased reading materials being used and implemented throughout Knox County schools. The material is not the problem. However, we are no longer allowed to pull practice sheets, graphic organizers, video clips, etc. There are no extended activities, posters, projects, books, reports. We can't even use resources from our own GT department. We can only use material from Benchmark. Ironically, the state team rubric suggests differently. In activities and materials, in order to be a level 5 teacher, a teacher must, quote, incorporate multimedia and technology and incorporate resources beyond the school curriculum text, such as teacher-made materials, manipulatives, etc. We were told that we're not capable of making materials to reach rigorous standards. We didn't go to school for that. We just need to stick with teaching. We've also been told that differentiation and scaffolding is somehow lowering the bar. What happened to the mission statement, excellence for every child? This should look differently. Excellence is not a cookie cutter across the board. So why am I here? We need communication to be clear from the board and from our superintendent that teachers have autonomy in the classrooms to go beyond benchmark if needed. This is a definite disconnect from what the board policy of selection of instructional materials other than textbook states versus what the reading department is demanding. According to the board policy, teachers, school administrative, and instructional supervisors will work together to select appropriate standard-aligned instructional materials. Such materials would include, but not be limited to, books, magazines, newspaper, journals, but not excluding benchmark. By not allowing teachers to have autonomy puts a huge strain between principals and their staff. Principals become vulnerable because they feel for their staff, but have their hands tied, or they become micromanagers and leave their staff without a voice while also limiting them with IPG policing walkthroughs. Lastly, something called the Matthew effect was also shared in our meetings. This is an idea from the Bible taken from Matthew chapter 13, verse 12. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But for them that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he hath. These verses have been given an educational translation. Those who have knowledge, more knowledge shall be given, or those who have little knowledge, even that knowledge will be taken away. Of course, this plays on people's emotions, and it plays further into agendas other than education, and it's not at all the biblical translation. However, Jesus did leave everybody a Matthew effect, Matthew 18:6. But if anyone causes one of these little ones to stumble, it would be better for him to have a millstone hung around his neck and to be drowned into the depths of the sea. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.